आफ्नो आफ्नो जीवनमा what were the points that I won, कहिले हार्यो, कहिले जित्यो. So the good, the bad. So that's what we are gathered here to share. But I've always been someone who loves thinking outside the box. And I immediately felt like, what could be the other way to think about this narrative of storytelling, right? जहिले पनि हामीले गुड ब्याड भन्छौँ, राम्रो नराम्रो गर्छौँ, राइट रङ भन्ने हेर्छौँ, ब्ल्याक एन्ड व्हाइटमा वर्ल्डलाई हेर्छौँ. And we're always living inside the box. So it's when will we step out of the box and see the colors जस्तो लाग्छ कि मलाई. Life, we try to define it according to the achievements that we've achieved so far in our life. And I want to say that I still have so much to grow, so much to do, and so much to learn from that my life will never truly be defined. My identity will never truly be defined, or at least I hope so. So the last time I found myself in a very dark box was when I was 19 or 20 years old, just about how you guys probably are. I remember just going into the therapist room, right? But as I didn't have a lot to ask the therapist. My only thing was, बाहिर पढ्न त आएँ, it's a foreign country, but I can't call my mom all the time and tell her these are my problems. म कसो के गरौँ भनेर चाहिँ ममलाई त सोध्नु भएन. I need to start thinking about how I want to navigate myself. Who am I? कस्तो हो? मलाई कसरी navigate गर्न मन लाग्छ? So for that, I went into the therapist room. And I feel like I was such a sincere student. जस्तै तपाईँहरूले अहिले तपाईँको एक्जाम हुँदाखेरि तपाईँको फेभरेट सब्जेक्टको लागि जसरी पढ्नुहुन्छ होइन, त्यसरी नै मैले आफूलाई पनि पढ्न सिकेँ. And over there, I learned that I think too much in black and white. हाम्रो चाहिँ सिस्टमलाई नै त्यसरी हामीले डिटरमाइन गरेको हुन्छ होइन. You're either doing amazing or you're doing bad भन्ने हुन्छ. You're just never good enough भन्ने हुन्छ. So that had really made me feel so anxious about myself. I remember I felt everything around me was like really dark outside me. Okay, I have too much for binary thinking. That's the world we live in right now. We divide everything into categories. We divide even the most beautiful Mother Nature into categories. Mammals, fish, birds. It's easier to study, but when you truly feel nature, it's not like that. So mine is how can I break my binary thinking? So it's like also break गर्न सक्छु भन्दा I just gave myself into nature. So नेचरमा नै रमाउँथेँ होइन, नेचरबाट नै सिक्थेँ. And I realized that nature is the most vibrant place you can be. That's the best place you can learn about life. And त्यसपछि मैले अझ किताबभन्दा अझ बाहिर हिँड्न थालेँ भन्छु म. अनि त्यहाँ गएपछि I started feeling this rainbow, this multitude of like opinions possible. हामीले पनि we divide our societies into women, men भन्छ होला होइन, and different categories. But I realized that it's so much beyond that segregation. And so, Kosri, how do we fit? Like, I've learned all these things, right? I felt like, oh my God, I finally can have stepped out of this box and I'm so ready to explore all these possibilities in life of different opinions, of different perspectives. But how do I work in a world that is very much thinking in these binary terms? The system नै मिलेन जस्तो मलाई फिल हुन थाल्यो. And again, when I reflected, your consequences चाहिँ के छ त, when you keep on thinking about the positive and negative, मा मात्र सोच्दा चाहिँ कस्तो भयो त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ it felt like we were denying ourselves of the feminine energy of Mother Nature and the feminine energies inside us women as well as inside men as well. So for me, the feminine energy is very nurturing. It's very forgiving as well, being kind to yourself and being kind to others as well. So त्यो हराउँदै गएपछि चाहिँ I started feeling like um, womanhood भनेको चाहिँ it's not just a celebration of us women. These past days I've been to a lot of events as well, and that's what I've gathered. कि हामी it's not just Women's History Month, but it's also a celebration of the feminine energy in all different beings around the world, right? And that gives us this light of hope. Okay? And all of a sudden, the narrative to save the planet, to save women, to empower women, that changes into having women and let them just, use their autonomy. You know? And that shift is very important, the Sulaksa mindset. For way too long, we have the superior and inferior complex system. We try to save the planet and we assume it's not capable of saving itself. And it is a distance raheko huncha. If you allow yourself to think beyond the binaries, then you finally see that a dozen different possibilities are there. And maybe if I hadn't stepped out of that box or that day, and maybe if I hadn't continuously challenged myself to keep stepping out of the box, I wouldn't have ever signed up for Miss Nepal as well. So म घर फर्केर नेपालमा आएपछि चाहिँ मेरो बाले चाहिँ मिस नेपालमा अप्लाई गर्नुहोस् भनेर भन्नुभयो. And that was never in my agenda. But because I'm an environment activist, all I cared about was using every opportunity to share the love that Mother Nature had showed me. And त्यतिको लागि मात्र भए पनि म चाहिँ अडिसन भए पनि दिन जान्छु भनेर I had stepped in heels for the first time in my life, right? And I feel like over there too, I learned so much about womanhood and so much that needs to be changed as well. Ani त्यसपछि चाहिँ अब finally after in a few months I'll be heading for Miss World as well. And over there पनि, thank you. And, so even there, for me, it's about redefining the world. सबैको लागि चाहिँ म मिस वर्ल्डको जर्नीमा गइरहेको जस्तो लाग्छ होला तर मलाई भित्रदेखि चाहिँ I'm going there to create a multi-species world जस्तो लाग्छ. It's for way too long we've said like humans and animals is segregate गरेछ again into binaries. But just like my hair, right? Nature is very messy and I feel like it's so entangled. Okay? And even with the roots, the mushrooms rootsदेखि लिएर सबै हेर्नुभयो भने that's who we really are. Okay? We're not the people we identify as self भनेर यो रुममा जसरी बस्दैछौँ. And if you have a certain urge to just leave the room and maybe hug a tree, please feel free to do that. Because the best stories for me and in my perspectives comes from nature because that's the most unheard kind. And the other thing is also our grandparents. So हामीले चाहिँ grandparents-लाई चाहिँ I feel like they really know you. How many of you have like really close relationship with your grandparents? Okay, few hands, yes. So we are actually one of the last generations to capture their knowledge, to capture their stories and pass it on. And for a country like ours, why is it important to capture the heritage? Kiन होला? So मलाई चाहिँ बाहिर बस्दाखेरि चाहिँ for way too long चाहिँ नेपाललाई अलिकति poor developing भन्ने अलिकति बिर्सेको जस्तो फिल हुन्थ्यो कि. अनि म बाहिर चाहिँ again I was studying about how to break the binary thinking, how to immerse myself more into nature. And all the answers pointed back to Nepal. Okay? So माहरूले कसरी बाँच्नुहुन्थ्यो होइन our indigenous communities भनौँ न even our grandparents have probably forgotten how to do that but our indigenous communities have a way of connecting with nature without the superior feeling being very humble and grounded on earth. So two perspectives say, how can I tie it into a climate action plan? So हाम्रो चाहिँ यो prayer flagsहरू जुन देख्नुहुन्छ तपाईँले जहाँ पनि नेपाल भन्नासाथ prayer flags देख्नुहुन्छ सँगैसँग चिबादिया पनि हुन्छ है क्युट चोक चोकमा हुन्छ. It's beyond just an art form. It's our heritage. It's our climate action plan भन्छु कि म. How to live without that binary thinking, how to have that sense of oneness within us. And when you think about that, nobody can anymore say we're a poor country. Okay? We have so much heritage and lessons that we can learn from that we can tailor it in all different creative ways. As a different fields work you have enough tools. So I really feel like it's high time in different institutions that we market students or for in the hopes of jobs. To beyond the jobs let them imagine a different world. Let them imagine while thinking outside of the box, while being outside of the box as well. त्यो भयो भने चाहिँ, I think when we connect with nature, when we allow them to connect with their feminine energy, even all genders मा पनि है, once we allow that, different possibilities is possible. So हाम्रो projectको नाम चाहिँ, again, it's inspired by the prayer flags, the Pancha Tattva, Pancha Buddha, and we're calling it Pancha Pranali. And I really want to say that Pancha Pranali, or it's just like the SDG goals, eh? Except SDG goals say kati bhayo, it's not been successful. But हाम्रो Pancha Pranali say it's always helped us carry our heritage forward, and we've kind of forgotten it. So my journey for me right now is about learning about all those different elements: space, water, fire, earth, and air, and how they connect with one another, and what it teaches me about myself and the world around me. And so I don't want to, again, celebrate this moment as okay, के achieve भयो त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ, I just want to say कि wherever you are right now, whatever phase of life you are in right now, it's all very beautiful. And like Mother Nature, she'll always find you precious and very, very, and will make you feel very, very loved. So after this event, do make sure to give a kiss to a certain element of nature. So thank you.